Good morning. We are at the Helgett property. We're going to be completing a repairability test. We'll be on the back slope, which is southeast. We have this damaged shingle here. We'll do our repair test on this damaged one, see how it affects all of those surrounding shingles. I'll give you an overview of all of the surrounding shingles before we get started. I'll give you another overview once we're all finished, show you all those results. Give you a close-up of these tabs right above. We can see they're all still sealed down. For my tools, I'll be using a hammer, flat bar, roof snake, and putty knife. We get started by unsealing all of these shingles. We'll use the putty knife to unseal the top row here. We'll use a flat bar to unseal the rest of those shingles. We'll note any differences in those tools. Now we'll start removing these nails. Should be all the nails. We'll remove that damaged shingle. And we'll place a new shingle in, get it all lined up nicely. We'll start getting some nails back in there. We'll be using the roof snake for that. Alright, we're all complete with the repairability test. I'll give you another overview of all of those surrounding shingles. We'll take a closer look at these tabs right above. You can notice some stress fracturing along these tabs where that fiberglass matting on there broke. You can see that these shingles are quite a bit older, very brittle, so just from them being lifted up in order to remove those nails and get more back in, we can see that fiberglass matting is broken in those areas, and that's gonna leave those shingles in a weaker condition than they previously were. That all of those stress fractures are damaging the integrity of the shingle and going to be affecting its water shedding capabilities, as the matting is the main component for that. With the shingles being weaker in those areas, it's going to not allow those shingles to do what they're designed to do. See, this one's real bad right in there. Then we'll take a look at some mat transfer. Any mat transfer that was caused when unsealing those shingles. You can see when we got the putty knife underneath the tab here, it was starting to become a little bit more difficult to unseal. We can see where that kind of caused damages to the corner of the tab there, and this one as well. And then we have some mat transfer. We can see right along there. We can see where that left the exposed fiberglass on the bottom of that tab where the matting was transferred from. More mat transfer here, real bad. Also leaving the exposed fiberglass. Got mat transfer over here. More mat transfer along this one. Check that damaged shingle, see if there's any mat transfer on there. Looks like we have a little bit mat transfer there. Some here as well. We should be able to see on the bottom of these tabs where that matting was transferred from. I believe it was along this area. Yep, we can see that exposed fiberglass there due to the mat transfer. So we can see mat transfer along both of these rows of shingles, in which we use the putty knife to unseal the top one and then the flat bar to unseal this one. So you can see either tool that is used is going to cause some form of mat transfer, and that mat transfer is also damaging the integrity of the shingle, as we can see those chunks of matting that were torn from the bottom of the tab, leaving it with exposed fiberglass, and then it's also going to make it more difficult for those shingles to reseal properly once repairs have been made. So with that being said, I do not believe that repairs are feasible to this roof. We can see the condition of those surrounding shingles that they'll be left in. Once repairs are made, they're going to be left with damages like stress fractures and mat transfer, and those are going to be potential leak intrusions because of those damages. We can see an additional 3 damaged shingles from just replacing that one wind damage shingle, and with those being potential leak intrusions because of those damages, if repairs were to be made, we can see the wind damage is very widespread on this roof, so this insured will have potential leak intrusions all over their roof, and an additional at least 3 damaged shingles for each one of those repairs. I do not believe that that would be indemnification. So with that being said, I do not believe the roof is repairable. I'll go ahead and chalk up all those damages and get some better pictures of those. Thank you for your time.